Hello everyone. Which scene in Kubrick films made you feel the most tense? Was it the iconic axe scene in The Shining, or the scene where the eyes are forcibly opened in A Clockwork Orange? Both of these scenes are very well thought out, but if there was a vote, I would cast mine for Eyes Wide Shut, specifically the interrogation scene. After all, this is the most talked about film by Kubrick. It is true that the film took a very long time to shoot, with each element meticulously thought out. This film was shot in 400 days, and as a comparison, The Lord of the Rings, The Battle of Helm's Deep, was shot in 120 days. So, there is a reason for viewers who search for something in every detail and try to find hidden symbols. The fact that the director died immediately after delivering the film is another matter of suspicion. But the subject of this video is not these suspicions. In this video, we will look at how Kubrick used camera techniques and music, and why this scene is Kubrick's most tense scene. Kubrick was a very interesting director. Directors usually use their actors to tell the story. That is, the actors explain the situation they are in. For example, in the movie Inception, we constantly saw a summary of the situation we were in through dialogues. But Kubrick follows a very different path. He likes to show the situation to the audience rather than tell it. Therefore, he looks for ways to directly narrate the story. Now let's briefly recall the plot of Eyes Wide Shut. Our main character, Dr. Bill Harford, starts to learn one night that his wife once wanted to cheat on him, and he leaves the house. The film then shows the adventures he goes through throughout the day and ends with him attending a strange masked ritual at night. It turns out he is not invited to this ritual, and he is interrogated in front of everyone. This is the film's climax, its tensest scene. So why is this scene so terrifying? Why do we feel so vulnerable while watching it? The fact that the protagonist is surrounded is certainly a factor. We have seen characters being surrounded before. In The Lord of the Rings, the characters were also surrounded, and there was no way out for them. These scenes are also great. But Eyes Wide Shut is more terrifying. Why? The answer lies in a camera technique used by Kubrick. This interrogation scene comes 90 minutes after the movie starts, and until this scene, the camera always follows the character. The camera moves right next to the character, watching his every move, not leaving his side. This gave us 90 minutes to bond with the character, but in this interrogation scene, Kubrick changes this technique. Until entering the interrogation circle, we are still by Bill's side. But the circle closes and they ask for the password, and something happens. Kubrick's camera stays outside the circle. After this scene, the camera always shows from outside the circle. It never shows Bill alone. This is an interesting detail. Every moment we see Bill, someone stands between us and the character. We can never see Bill alone. There is constant intervention on the screen, and for 5 minutes during the interrogation, we can only watch the character from behind the circle. Just when we think we see Bill alone, another masked person turns his back. For 90 minutes, we bonded with the character, and now we can't approach him, and Kubrick uses this detail until the end of the scene. Only until the beauty queen girl says, "Let him go, take me," does this imagery continue. Unfortunately, I can't show this scene here. It's not possible to use it in this video. But right after this scene, when we realize that the doctor is saved, the camera re-enters the circle, and we, as the audience, can re-enter the circle. This time we are right next to Bill. We can see other characters without any obstacle. This is a beautiful camera technique. That is, without making an explanation to us, without saying anything about the characters, the director can show that the environment is tense. For example, in The Shining, there is no dialogue like, "You don't understand the seriousness of the situation, young man." Everything progresses with a real dialogue, and there is no need to explain this seriousness to the audience. The tension is given to us just by moving the camera. By showing the backs of the other men, Kubrick shows us that we can't do anything to save our character. There is no gap. Compared to The Shining, this is the exact difference. Both are great films, but in that scene, Kubrick offered both the character and the audience a chance to escape. But here he doesn't offer the slightest gap. Just when we think we catch such a gap, we see another back. Our character can't escape. Before ending the video, I need to mention one more detail about the interrogation scene. This is as important as the camera technique, the music. This music was already the first thing noticed, constantly hovering over the same notes, a music that never gives you comfort. It's like it's playing on one end of the piano and suddenly echoes on the other end, and it only rises one note or drops two notes. There are no intermediate sounds, and it's a composition played with just one finger. The beauty of this music has a story. The person who composed it, Ligeti, made this music when he was in Hungary in the 50s. That is, when Hungary came under Stalin's rule in those years, such music was forbidden. Ligeti composed this music for himself to express his despair, just like the situation our main character Bill falls into. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified instantly when new videos are uploaded. Additionally, you can contribute to the development of our channel by sharing your comments and feedback with us. If you liked our videos, you can help us reach more people by sharing them on your social media accounts. Thank you very much in advance for your support.